Welcome to Now in Android, your ongoing guide to what's new and notable in the world of Android development. In this edition, we'll cover the second developer preview of Android 16, Android XR, Spotlight Week on camera and media, the Android Studio Ladybug Feature Drop, and more. We released the second developer preview of Android 16, focusing on performance optimization, haptic feedback enhancements, task management, adaptive refresh rates improvements, and updates to Predictive Back. Android 16 introduces major and minor API releases to allow us to drive faster innovation with more frequent API releases. Only the Q2 major release includes app-impacting planned behavior changes. We're thrilled to launch the Android XR SDK Developer Preview, a toolkit to create immersive extended reality experiences on Android. With this toolkit, you can add 3D elements, spatial panels, and audio, create immersive virtual and augmented spaces, and support hand and eye tracking for natural interactions. It also includes Jetpack XR, Unity integration, WebXR, and OpenXR, with Play support for XR apps. At the XR Unlocked event, we shared how to design intuitive and engaging apps for Android XR. We covered design principles, considerations, and practical approaches to interaction and UI that leverage the unique capabilities of the platform. Ryan, Spencer, Trisha, and Luke discuss how to build immersive experiences with OpenXR and Unity by building on top of supporting industry standards and tools familiar to XR developers. Additionally, if you wonder how to adapt existing apps for Android XR devices, Yasmin, Patrick, and Steven covered new tools and resources available. You can start building with the Android XR SDK until your changes come to life in the Android XR emulator within Android Studio. Android Camera and Media hosted a Spotlight Week to help you uplevel your app's media experiences. The week focused on the latest releases in Camera X and Media 3. We emphasized creating premium user experiences, such as enabling HDR video capture, and featured Google Drive's implementation of Ultra HDR images. We showed how to adapt camera and media apps for large screens and the new Android XR platforms, implementing tabletop mode for camera application, and preparing apps for XR with consideration for spatial audio and video. We delved into media creation, exploring Media 3's Transformer module for media processing, showcasing the 1-second everyday app, and introducing a new API for capturing concurrent camera streams. We also released a bunch of media and camera articles too. Scott showcased the expanded HDR capabilities, preview stabilization, and versatile effects framework in Camera X 1.4. He also demonstrated how to seamlessly integrate Camera X with Jetpack Compose. Donovan detailed how Instagram improved its Android app with night mode, enabling users to capture higher quality photos in low light settings. Yolanda demonstrated how to integrate the Camera Compose APIs into your app, from building a basic camera preview using the new Camera Compose artifact to implementing a visual tap-to-focus feature using the Compose gesture system, graphics, and core routines. Nevin demonstrated how Google Maps leveraged Media Performance class to roll out a UI transparency feature exclusively to higher performing devices, and provided guidance on implementing MPC in your app with the core performance library. Two notable Android X releases for camera and media are Camera Media 3 1.0 Alpha 1, which is an adaptive library for using Media 3 effects with Camera X, and Media 3 1.6 Alpha 1, which added a lot of changes to the EXO player, transformer, extractors, UI, and more. For Android Studio updates, Steven announced the stable release for Android Studio's Ladybug Feature Drop, introducing 5 Gemini and Android Studio features, animation preview support for Wear tiles, and an app links assistant to simplify app development. Ben collaborated with Reddit to explore how they leverage baseline profiles, the R8 compiler, and Jetpack Compose to reduce startup times, enhance rendering performance, and modernize legacy UI, improving both user and developer experiences. Yassine walked you through the essential steps to prepare your app for 16 KB page size devices, unlocking performance enhancements, enabling future innovation, delivering smoother and more immersive app experiences to users. We added support for Android XR with perception, spatial UI layouts, 3D content manipulation, and more. Android X Core 1.16 Alpha 1 fixes inset dispatching for views. Call view group compat.install compat insets dispatch to ensure insets dispatch correctly on all versions. TV Material 1.1 Alpha 1 replaces focus properties.enter and focus properties.exit with on-enter and on-exit. Transition 1.6 Alpha 1 sets the disjoint parent for view overlays used to animate its transition. View Pager 1.1 is stable and adds support for Android 12 stretch over scroll edge effect and nullability annotation in View Pager. Activity 1.10 is stable and adds a new local activity composition logo that provides the activity for the current scope, and Photo Picker allows picking images in order and choosing which tab should be initially visible. Recycler-View 1.4 is stable and has adapted refresh rate support. So that's it for this edition, with the second developer preview of Android 16, Android XR, Spotlight Week on Camera and Media, the Android Studio Ladybug Feature Drop, and more. Check back soon for your next update from the Android developer universe.